Pressure on Brazil's embattled President Jair Bolsonaro has intensified after the Supreme Court's release of an explosive video. The recording of a cabinet meeting shows the president on a profane rant as he expresses frustration over his inability to replace law enforcement officials. It was released as part of a probe into allegations that Bolsonaro tried to interfere in federal police investigations into his sons.
I won't wait for my family or my friends to get screwed because I can't change someone from the security. I tried to in Rio de Janeiro and I couldn't. The video from April was released Friday as part of a criminal probe into allegations that the president tried to interfere with Brazil's federal police. I will change them. If you can't change them, change his boss. Can't change his boss? Change the minister. The minister in question said Bolsonaro was demanding changes in the top ranks of the federal police and in its Rio division, which is investigating the president's sons for alleged corruption. The revelations come as Brazil is hit hard by the coronavirus. It's poised to overtake Russia as the second most affected country in the world. Bolsonaro has repeatedly dismissed the threat of the virus, and he has been at loggerheads with governors who implemented lockdowns. What these guys want is our blood. It's our freedom. That's true. What these guys did with the virus, that from the Sao Paulo governor, that from Rio de Janeiro, amongst others, is exactly that. Bolsonaro is well known for his outspokenness. He's insisting his quotes were misinterpreted.
Well, we're joined now by DW correspondent Cristiana Ramalho. Cristiana, thanks for joining us. Brazil's President Bolsonaro is increasingly in trouble. Are his days now numbered?
Yeah, hello, Pablo. Actually, it's a bit early to say, but it's clear that Bolsonaro is under pressure now. There are already many requirements of a process of impeachment being analyzed by the President of the Congress, and could be that now, after the release of this video, with the increase of the protests in Brazil, the opposition will finally gain support, more support between the main members of the Congress to finally put one of these requirements of impeachment to be voted. And then if it happens, everything will depend on the ability of the Bolsonaros to achieve the majority to support of other members of the Congress. He is now without a party. He fights with his own party, so he should gain support from the members of the Congress to avoid this process of impeachment in case he's going to be opened.
Do you think it's a coincidence that the video was published, and do you think as well that it could be perhaps even too much now for his followers?
Yeah, this video looks like to confirm exactly what the former Justice Minister Sérgio Moro said. He left the government last month, accusing President Bolsonaro of trying to interfere in the federal police in Brazil. Two of his sons are being investigated for cases of money laundering and fake news campaign. And of course, Mr. Moro is also very, very popular. And he was famous because of when he was a judge, he was leading a corruption campaign, not campaign, but a judgment against many corruption politics cases. So he's very popular. When he's now leaving the government, of course, he's getting many of the followers from Bolsonaro with him.
Well, just briefly, Cristiana, you know, the situation with regards to the number of infections of coronavirus in Brazil is now higher than the US and Russia. How will that develop? You know, what's going to happen now with regards to that? How are they going to deal with this?
Yeah, I think Brazil is going in a very difficult direction now because the cases are really increasing. And the problems that the government, Bolsonaro, is dealing in a very confused way, minimizing the virus since the beginning and fighting with the governments that are trying, the governors that are trying to deal with that and imposing lockdowns. So the people are just confused, exhausted, and the tendency, I would say, is that the virus would be spreading more and more.
Well,
unfortunately.
certainly worrying times. Cristiana Ramalho, thank you for that update.
Thank you.